Good morning. Welcome to the San Antonio Public Library, Central Library, the host of the 5th Annual Mexican American Civil Rights Institute Symposium. I'm Sarah Zenaida Gould, Executive Director of the Mexican American Civil Rights Institute, or MACRI. Thank you so much for joining us here today as we celebrate shining a light on Mexican American civil rights history for 5 years now. I want to thank the San Antonio Public Library for hosting us in this beautiful space, and I'd like to introduce someone who's very important to our story, to our existence, and that is Mayor Ron Nirenberg.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to join everyone today as MACRI celebrates its 5th anniversary. Thought we would recognize how far they've come in such a short period of time. This is an ongoing milestone and an ongoing development of MACRI, which I believe is destined to become one of San Antonio's most important assets. The Mexican American community's rich history permeates our city, making San Antonio the first and perfect place for the Institute. And I'm pleased to note that on Thursday's City Council agenda, which we just approved yesterday, we had the designation of Jovita Edar Memorial Way. The recognition of the legendary Mexican-American journalist was orchestrated by my colleague, Councilmember Terry Castillo and MACRI. And last year, I don't know if Terry is here, she will be. Last year, we approved the designation of Emma Tenayuca Memorial Way. Councilmember Castillo and I jointly filed a council consideration request leading to that designation with MACRI's support. That is part of an ongoing and comprehensive effort to finally pay proper respect and recognition to the Mexican-American leaders who have paved the way for so many people in our community. We are proud to have played a role, along with MACRI, in that, our city of San Antonio, highlighting our community's rich Mexican-American history, and also the larger struggle for equal rights. These designations go hand in hand with City Council's continuing support for an equity framework and now 7 consecutive budgets to properly invest in parts of our community that were historically neglected due to racist policies of the past. And let me be very clear and go a little bit off script here, because we all know that the forces of regression are back at it again. And they happen at the national level, they happen at the state level, they even happen at the local level. So I'm very happy that as we go into what is now budget year 2025, we have a strong commitment to maintain the equity framework for this city. It's a transformational but a generational commitment. What I want to make sure you know is that it doesn't happen on its own. It doesn't happen automatically. It takes effort, it takes support, and it takes public voices to make sure we stay on track. I will tell you that I have been present in rooms where there have been attempts to scale that progress back. We can't allow that to happen. If we truly want to have the community where we believe everyone deserves an opportunity to thrive, where your zip code or your neighborhood no longer determines your destiny, where if you live on the east side or the west side or the south side, you have a right to the same kind of dignified services and infrastructure that everyone else in the community should expect, we need to stay at it. And we need to watch what happens in the meetings of local governments, of county governments, of state governments, and of national governments. I'm very proud to be in a city where this community has supported the efforts to bring equity to our entire city and to our entire population. Looking back, as I approach my final year as mayor, the establishment of MACRI was one of the most lasting developments of that time. And it's been my honor to ensure the city's strong support for the Institute and its future. MACRI, of course, has taken the lead in commemorating our city's heritage in collaboration with the City Council, the city's Office of Historic Preservation, and the Development Services, Arts and Culture, Parks and Recreation departments as well. MACRI is a San Antonio treasure. Make no mistake about that. That will increase in stature and impact over the years. Just as was the case with so many organizations like Southwest Voter Education Project, with MOC, with MALDEF, with LULAC, and so many others, MACRI is part of the foundation of this city that will create change all across the world. The stories of Jovita Edar, Emma Tenayuka, and so many others were left on the sidelines for too many years, and that is finally beginning to change. And now, with MACRI, a thorough and more balanced version of our history is being told and enshrined appropriately. MACRI's role has been made more urgent by the efforts of some politicians in our country, as we stated, to restrict the history taught to our young people in school. But here in the largest Latino majority city in the nation, where much of the progress towards civil rights and labor rights and inclusion has taken place, we will continue to honor our trailblazers and educate current and future generations about their important contributions to our community and to our world. Now, this two-day symposium is, as I said, the fifth, which is phenomenal. What started as a virtual event during the height of the pandemic in 2020 has now blossomed into something that we can promote citywide, statewide, and nationally. This year, there are more than 24 speakers from across the country who are here to discuss topics ranging from activating the youth in the 2024 election year, when the very democracy that we take for granted is on the ballot, Mexican-American military service, the intersections of arts and civil rights, leadership development for the next generation of Mexican Americans, and Latino representation in the news media, among others, are topics both local and nationally significant. So MACRI is able to offer these symposiums for free, thanks to the funding from many, many members of our community. I am certainly here on behalf of the City of San Antonio to say thanks to all the donors, which include my colleagues in our organization at the city, along with partners and city agencies like our San Antonio Public Library. So thank you all for being here. Enjoy the symposium, and let's keep building from the ground up.